Welcome to the show. I don't know what we're doing. We'll figure it out as we go along. Hopefully nobody's watching the first episode because it's going to be super cringe. But I'm Adrian and this is Will. And I'm not going to be hosting even though I'm talking. He's going to be hosting. And we're going to talk about this manga or anime that this guy has been obsessed with forever.
Yeah.
And been trying to convince me to read and to look at, and I've been refusing. And
Basically, he hates anime, and I got him to read the first volume of One Piece, and now he's gonna review it.
yeah, by hate anime, I mean with a burning passion.
Well, he's a full-on hater.
I try to avoid it as much as possible, and I shame everyone who watches and reads anime as much as possible. So
why do you think it's a lower form of art than novels?
I think it's just for degenerates, degeneracy for degenerates. But he convinced me to read this One Piece, and the hardest part for me was figuring out how to freaking open the book.
Yeah, well, you never read a manga before. I mean, you've read comics, American comics.
Yeah,
and you like American comics.
Used to.
Well, you know,
different topic.
But you've never read a manga before, and it's the same thing, just reversed.
Yeah, that's completely confusing.
Reversed.
That's completely confusing. So I grabbed the book, and I'm like, oh, okay. So you're supposed to read it like a book, and it's like backwards, and it even says in the bottom, this book reads from right to left, and if you open it up, it's like, nope, you're doing it wrong, and tries to explain to you.
And then the back of all. I know Viz Media, which is a publishing company, always has the you're reading this wrong page. I don't even remember what my first time reading a manga was like. Like, I know what I was reading, but I don't know if I was confused or not.
Dude, it was so confusing.
It
took me so long to read.
I can't even relate to
5 pages.
Understanding.
Like, I literally took me so long to read the first 5 pages because I didn't need to get used to it. I was like, kept on wanting to jump over here, and then I was like, oh yeah, I got to start over here, and then I was going the wrong direction, and I was
What was the hardest part? Was it the bubbles, or which panel to go?
It was going panel to panel. Once I figured out where we were at, I could remember to read right to left, but then sometimes I'd forget, especially in panels where it was like multiple ones, like smaller ones, like this, like that.
Oh, okay.
So when it was like this, I would get confused of like, when am I supposed to read this, then there, then like it just was really demonetized for that, or to get a strike for that. Hopefully not. You can barely read it. It's too bright, but whatever. We'll find out. But anyway, so the first page of it. So that was my first experience. Trying to open the dang book was already a pain in the rear. And then immediately we get these character. They tries to summarize the whole plot in a page, and
these series try to hook you with that first page and try to give you like not a summary, but just like what you're stepping into, what the world is like, right? They're setting up the world that you're entering, the fantasy world that you're entering into. And the first page here is about Gold Roger being the king of the pirates, right?
The mustache guy.
Yeah, the mustache. Did you know that he intended the mustache to be nose hairs originally?
No, what?
It's a true story.
Of course it did.
Yeah. He changed it though.
So it's actually a mustache.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just making sure.
But if you look at it,
I could totally see
you
how
could
it
see
could be
what he was going
as
for.
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. And
Oh,
One Piece is a ridiculous series. And so I'll get your thoughts first on the art style then, since that's what comes out first, right?
Yeah, I guess the art style wasn't too weird because I guess I've seen anime everywhere.
Okay, well, it doesn't look like a typical anime. It's not drawn like one.
I don't know. For me, it looks like...
Really?
Well, because I've always seen these commercials for when the anime was coming out on TV.
One Piece?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like growing up, I always
Cartoon
saw...
Network?
Yeah, I always saw these characters, and I always like, dude,
yeah.
they look so weird. And like,
Yeah.
and I never watched a single episode of it, but I just remember seeing them. So it's not completely foreign to me. But what was super weird was like the whole, like, everything is dumb. Like everything. Like the page 3, the kid stabs himself in the face.
You said everything is dumb?
Yes, like the kid just stabs himself in the face for no reason. He's like, I'm
He's
trying to show
prove
that I'm a man
yeah,
by stabbing myself in the eye.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
does that not make sense to you?
No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have any setup whatsoever. It's just like, okay, there's this kid, and he's standing on top of a pirate ship, and he's like, watch this, guys.
It introduces his name.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing. His name, Monkey? his name
well, that's his last name.
Well, it's listed first. It says Monkey D. Luffy.
Because the Japanese last name comes first.
Oh. What?
You didn't know that? I thought you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Well, he's been to Japan, so I thought he knew that.
Yeah, but I didn't know that they
really.
Because like the people we met didn't do that. I mean,
well,
I guess we didn't see it written down.
Well, I guess since you're foreigners, no one's holding you to any standard.
I guess so.
But you refer to people as their last name, unless you're like close to them. Then it's first name.
Huh.
But in terms of how it's in the order it's written, that's why Monkey comes first.
So his name is.
So his first name is Luffy.
Luffy. Not Luffy.
Not Luffy.
Got it.
And his last name is Monkey.
Is Monkey.
Yeah.
So
you'll meet other characters in his family, and
they're monkeys.
It's Monkey D, and then their actual name.
So they're monkeys.
Their first name.
Got it. Yeah, so that's already like 2-3 things, and we're only on page 3, and I'm like, dude, what is going on? But
I guess it's just like an anime thing. I don't know, Japanese storytelling in manga is just weird. It's always there's always like a weirdness to it that you just get used to. So
you just kind of expect it.
So yeah, so it's like doesn't really faze me.
Yeah, so I mean that was so once I got past the first 3 pages and I was like, okay, I'm suspending disbelief. I'm reading, trying to figure out what's going on. And okay, so it's kind of funny. These kind of things are going on. The kid wants to be a pirate. He's asking the pirates to let him join. They're making fun of him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the bandit comes in and beats up the pirate, and the kid gets upset because he's not fighting back. And I'm like, okay, I can see why that's appealing to kids. Like, you'd want to, as a kid, you'd be like, oh yeah, you'd be like, yeah, he should fight him back.
Yeah.
But reading as an adult, I'm like, I mean, yeah, they're outnumbered. The guys, like, they're gonna die. Like, of course
well, I mean, they're strong. I mean, I guess you don't know.
Well, yeah, you don't know that yet. I think, eventually we get to know why he didn't fight.
Yeah.
But at the time, I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, sure, makes sense. Don't fight the guy. The guy's a murderer. He's obviously very powerful, very strong guy. Don't want to mess with him. Of course, I didn't know until after that they're actually like super strong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, here.
The powers?
Yes, the powers. Like the guy eats a fruit, and so he becomes stretchy and then can't swim anymore, even though before he already couldn't swim.
So the powers are given through eating what's called the devil fruit. A devil fruit.
So it's not called gum fruit.
Well, there's devil fruit is these fruits that give you power, and the one he ate is called the gum fruit.
Okay, so there's devil fruit is a type of fruit, and then then they have individual kinds.
And if you eat a devil fruit, you can't swim, right? You get a power, but you can't swim. Pirates? I don't know. It fits the world, right?
You just do you weigh too much that you can't swim? Like just lose a skill to swim? Like what if you already know how to swim?
So there's reasons we don't fully know.
Even though you're on
Even though we're on chapter
500,
I think 1030 is what we're on right
now.
Oh
my gosh!
But it actually is important,
and
why they can't swim.
Okay.
Like there is a reason, but as far as what you're told is that they're cursed by the sea.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like the mythology of it or whatever.
Interesting.
So what did you think of Luffy?
I absolutely hated him.
That's a bad sign.
I thought he was so stupid.
Throughout, because we're reviewing
the whole
first volume, technically the Orangetown. No, Orangetown is with Coco. No, what is it called?
I have no idea.
Because
the name of the city they're in.
The name of the island.
Let's see.
Orange is with Buggy and Nami, and then before that it's
Who was Buggy and Nami?
Or just okay. So just tell me what you thought about Luffy and his motivations. Why I look for the name.
So Luffy, right?
Luffy.
Luffy was I just could not get over the fact that throughout the entire volume 1, he is so dumb. Like, he just makes the dumbest decisions, and it's just like there's no consequences because he's Mr. Rubber Band Man, and he nothing he does can hurt him, and so he just like does the dumbest things. He like has no plan whatsoever. He has 10 years to prepare to go become a pirate, and he does nothing except train how to throw a punch for 10 years. Like, that's it.
I mean,
that's all he does.
It was a powerful punch.
Yeah, I guess so. He knocked out a fish. So way to go.
A sea
monster.
Sea king.
Sea king, is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what they're called. Sea kings.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was impressive. I mean, he's obviously very strong, and he prepped for that, but like didn't learn how to swim.
He can't learn. He can't swim.
Now he can't swim. But didn't learn how to navigate. Didn't learn how to use a boat. Didn't try to build a boat. Didn't try to like find a crew. Didn't try to learn anything.
Well, he's finding the crew now.
Yeah, but he had 10 years to prepare.
Because he had to stay.
Oh my goodness.
on his. He was too young. He had to grow up. So you didn't like him?
No, not for right now.
So for right now, you don't like him.
No.
What about his dream, right? His goal, which is what the series revolves around.
I mean, I don't really understand why he wants the One Piece.
They call it the Romance Dawn arc.
The Romance Dawn arc.
Yeah, that's what the first part is called.
But
I forget what the name is called of the first place they go to with Captain Morgan and all that.
But the motivation didn't make sense to me because I'm like,
well, what is the motivation?
To get the One Piece and the One Piece to be the king of the pirates. Yeah. And I'm assuming it's just like you're going to be very wealthy. I guess it's like the thing. But it's like, and why? Why did he want to be wealthy? What's the point of being wealthy? Just cause he thought it was cool? That's it? And so the motivation just seems so shallow.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe he gets better motivation over time. But now,
it just becomes more defined.
I guess so.
It all becomes more defined, right? Like, what is the One Piece?
I just assumed it was money, just lots of money, like a treasure full.
Yeah, I mean, all they really tell you up to this point is that the One Piece is Gold Roger's treasure.
Right. So I just assume that it's money, and I'm just like, okay. I mean, money's great, I guess. I don't really, not a huge fan of desiring money. It doesn't seem
it is kind of weird how it's not, because it is, the One Piece is more, it's what the whole series is about, right? It's what the whole series revolves around,
and tell you nothing about it.
And you don't really get told much. And there's never really a moment where you're like info dumped on what it is.
Nothing. Literally the first panel, that's it.
I just mean like throughout the series, you kind of slowly put it all together yourself, and so it is interesting how you're not really told what the One Piece is, because it's what the whole point of the series. It's called One Piece, and they even say that from the logo you can tell what the One Piece is. But that's a whole other thing. It's probably not true, because apparently the author doesn't come up with the logos, and someone else, like a professional team, draws it for him. But I don't know.
Well, I did like the character he saved. What's his name? The guy with the sword in his mouth. Zoro. Zoro. I like Zoro, other than the fact that he wields a sword in his mouth. But minus that part, it's super weird. It's like
that's the best part.
He's gonna hold a sword with his teeth and fight off people with a sword in his mouth. Okay, whatever.
That's the coolest part.
But the character's cool. His motivations were way better.
Become world's greatest swordsman.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think that's
that's why that flashback was there.
Yeah,
was to show why he wants to become the greatest swordsman.
Dude, that was so funny. He was like, his dad, whenever the woman's dad was like, you can't be a great swordsman, you're a woman.
Yeah.
I was like, unexpected.
Yeah. You thought it was silly. Well, you thought it was silly how she died, right?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But that just shows that those early flashbacks are kind of like, they're kind of goofy.
Yeah, very goofy.
They get a lot better though, because it's weird going back, and it's like one of the shortest flashbacks in the series.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they end up being like very long, a lot longer. But yeah, I mean they're used a lot in manga to explain characters' motivations, how they are, the way they are, and it's a flashback because the pages are black, right?
But they're all black. They're all black and white.
No, I mean like the outlines.
Oh, that's right. You told me that.
Are colored in.
Okay,
you know that, right?
but you didn't tell me that at first, and so I was trying to figure out.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
that
it was a flashback.
Because over there, everyone just knows what it is, right?
Yeah, because the first flashback that happens only flashes back like a couple hours.
Pages. Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's just like flashing back to like what just happened a couple hours before, and so I was like, wait a second. What this character is here, but now he's over there. What just it didn't make any sense.
It's one of those things where most people reading it just know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, flashback. And you don't, it's funny.
It took me a while to figure it out.
I wonder when that started. Like when Japanese comic artists started doing that as a technique or a tool. But yeah, that's how flashbacks work.
Well, now I know.
Are there that many flashbacks in American comics?
Not really.
I feel like
not really. It's very rare.
It's a very Japanese thing for some reason.
Like it's
to just have like a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean, the Flash, because I really read the Flash a lot growing up. They would have some flashbacks, but that's because there's a lot of time travel involved.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, Batman.
Batman. What's the flashback? His parents dying.
Exactly. Well, that too, but it's also
what else?
Because Batman's like his training and stuff like that. That's important.
Well, that's pretty similar then.
Yeah.
Because it's like this is
you start in medias res.
Well, this is what he went through. We flash back to show you what he went through to become who he is now. So it's
but you don't get it for other characters though.
Yeah.
You only get it for like the main character and occasionally other characters.
That's interesting that Batman doesn't.
Batman's an anime character.
Yeah, he is. There's a Batman manga.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Of course there is.
Yeah.
There's a manga for everything.
Yeah. And so overall, what are your thoughts on that first 8 chapters?
So far, the villains were kind of boring. They weren't much to them. The first villain they fought with Zorro,
Captain Morgan, the axe hand.
Yeah. Him and his son. Oh my god! I wanted his son to die much.
What if I were to tell you that his son comes back?
Oh, please no, God, please. And don't want to see his face again.
And the kid, Kobe.
I liked him.
You liked
him?
He comes back as well.
I think he'd be a good character to grow because he was like a coward at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's like he definitely has room.
And
to
he also had a dream, which is opposite of the movies.
So it'd be see how they clash later on. That'd be interesting.
And what do you think of the dynamic of pirates are the main characters? And then the antagonists or the Navy, the Marines.
Classic Pirates of the Caribbean. That's pretty normal. I loved pirate movies growing up, so I mean that's not that weird. It is weird though that we are promoting villains as heroes though. I do think that's not a very good idea.
But they didn't do any pirating, right?
That's true. They didn't do anything bad.
Right.
They
don't pirate though, right?
Not yet.
They don't really not yet, but
and the Marines are the bad guys. But it's like you're instilling into children, like you're telling kids.
I think it's
pirates are actually the good guys, and the police and the Marines are actually the bad guys.
Well, it's a very Japanese thing where they'll take a concept, like a series like Naruto is about ninja, but on a technical level, they're not actually they do some ninja things, but they're not like ninja, like real ninja, right? Where it's like here they're pirates, but they're like. And it's interesting because in his prototype chapter of One Piece, he makes a difference between good pirates and bad pirates, and he calls the good pirates peace mains, and then the bad pirates something else. I forget what it's called, but it's not in the actual series. He took it out for some reason. But it's interesting that continues. They don't have a distinction, but there are the bad pirates. And then there are the good pirates, like are the main characters. But then we've been introduced to bad Marines.
Yeah, so we met bad, and we also met bad pirates.
Yeah. And then there's going to be good Marines as well. And so it's interesting.
So I guess it's just more like So what is a pirate in this world? Because a pirate has a definition.
What, yeah,
and it's someone who pirates. And pirating is theft. You're robbing people.
I believe there is like at least what it means to be a pirate to the main character, to Luffy.
I guess
it's not explained now, but over time, and it connects to why he wants to be king of the pirates and all of that stuff, right?
Something to do with a abandoned father or something.
Well, his father did abandon him.
There you go. You can tell. And no kid can act like that who has a stable parents at home.
And he's an idiot, right? But that's the common thread with these manga series that are similar to One Piece, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Hunter x Hunter. The main characters, I guess because the target audience, they're in a magazine for middle schoolers, right? That's like the demographic that they're in. And so they just always like dumb them down, I guess, for the kids. Because I think kids do find it funny.
I could see how it could be.
When I first started reading manga, I was the target audience, and I thought it was really good. And so I think that's where that comes from, and that weird humor of him being an idiot. I think it appeals to them. Because, I mean, it's a thing, right, with all these series, is that the main characters are kind of dumb. Not in every series, but in a lot of them. And it really started with Dragon Ball, the main character, Goku.
Yeah, because the only anime I've ever seen is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's not an anime. That's what everybody keeps telling me. It looks like an anime to me. If it looks like an anime, quacks like an anime, then it's an anime.
I doubt it quack. I haven't seen the whole thing.
You haven't seen the whole thing? What? No. Dude, I've seen an anime, you haven't.
Because I'm very elitist. So I'm just like, why would I watch? It's just an American cartoon. Why would I watch it?
Oh my gosh.
But I don't know if the story beats are... Because there's a different... You can tell when something is Japanese made and when something's an actual manga, because...
Well, from my experience, it's exactly like an anime.
But yeah, okay. I mean, I hear it's good.
That's good. It's good.
Probably not going to watch it, but I hear it's good.
Okay, so takeaway is I'm going to read at least a few more.
A few more? So that's like as far as you're willing to go right now?
I don't know. I'd be willing to read, I don't know, maybe... I mean, there's so many freaking books. Maybe 10? Is that a good number? Or you said storylines, story arcs?
Well, no, yeah, 10 reading 10 volumes is...
10 volumes.
Is more than enough to show you what you're getting into.
Okay.
If you don't like it by 10 volumes, I mean, there's no point.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'm going to read 10 volumes. I'll commit to reading 10 volumes. Okay. And if I hate it, then
that's 2 years of his work.
Is that really 2 years of his work?
Roughly. No. It's 50 chapters a year. And 10 volumes is roughly 100 chapters.
Okay.
So, give or take.
So about 2 years.
So about 2 years.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm going to read 10 years of his life in the next 10 weeks. And we'll try to make a review.
Give us a number rating, 1 through 10.
Oh, I guess like a... So like I guess I didn't hate it. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. I didn't love it. I didn't like many of the characters. I didn't like the main character, so that's a huge problem.
Yeah, no, it is a big problem.
So I guess like a 4.5.
Oh wow, that's kind of low.
Like yeah,
that's pretty low.
Yeah,
wow.
Do
you?
And also I just can't get over like I never read anything in black and white before.
Oh, really?
Like I've seen black and white movies like many times. I love movies. But I've never read a black and white comic book.
It's weird because I prefer that way more than colored. I think colored is like too much.
It's hard for me to like grasp detail and what's going on without the color. I'm just so used to seeing color and everything. So that was it really took me out of it. So enjoyability of just trying to actually read it was like so low because I was just like wasn't used to black and white. Yeah. Wasn't used to reading right to left and up to down. And well, I guess we always read up to down. But that whole thing just really took me out of the story. And maybe like, I had to think about reading instead of just reading. Yeah. So it really brought down the enjoyability like super low. So I put like 4.5, but I think it could be better.
Have you noticed the hype around it? Around One Piece?
No.
Okay.
No. Didn't know it was
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, didn't know there was a thing. Didn't know it was popular. I saw
Till when?
Until you told me.
Really?
Yeah, you were like,
Wow.
You show up because so we're roommates,
Yeah.
and he shows up with like
All my One Piece
boxes and
volumes.
boxes and boxes of One Piece.
Yeah.
And he like sets it up on the bookshelf, and I'm like, dude, why do you have so much
You
anime?
didn't know what it was until then?
No,
Really?
I mean, so like I said,
Oh, when
like,
you were
I've
a kid,
seen-
you saw it. Okay.
I've seen the anime. I didn't know it was a manga because I didn't know all mangas were anime. Yada yada yada.
For the most part, yeah.
And I didn't know that and I never seen an episode. I didn't know what it's about. All I saw was like, because all the commercials would be like this guy that looked weird with the stretchy arms, with a weird hat on, and I was like, okay, looks super dumb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch Justice League Unlimited or Batman animated series. So I watched all all the superhero shows, but I never watched it.
So it's the highest selling manga of all time, biggest in Japan, and it's the highest selling comic book by one author.
That's
So
wild.
yeah.
One author for all 1,000.
Yeah,
that's wild. Well, there you go. So there's my volume 1 review. Oh, did we meet what's her face yet?
Nami.
Nami.
We'll save her for the next. We'll go by arcs from now on. I mean, we kind of did go by the first arc, but we'll do Orange Town, which is the Nami and Buggy stuff. Syrup Village. Maybe we'll lump that in. It's kind of short, so maybe we'll lump that in with the one after. So we don't have like too many videos.
Okay.
And it's not like a mess. But the arcs get longer as you go on, right? So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's review volume 1, or arc 1, whatever, and we'll see how things go. Maybe I will learn to like it. Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
All right. God love you. Bye.